forward for Cincinnati, a 6'6 senior from Long Beach, California, number 33, Terry Nelson. At center for Cincinnati, a 6'10 senior from Monrovia, California, number 44, Corie Blount.
Let's talk about it. Hey, let's talk about it. Legends Unplugged, what's the deal? Speaking bluntly with C Blount and T-Nail. We tell it how it is and all due respect to UC Connect. Them Bearcats, we rep, elevate, graduate, we the final two. Still at it like we did the final four back in 92. Let's talk about it. Legends Unplugged with T. Nelson and C. Blount. Yeah, let's talk about it.
At Cincinnati, take it after.
Welcome to Legends Unplugged. I am your host, T-Nail, Terry Nelson.
And I am your host, Corie, the big fella Blount.
Man, let's talk about it.
Man,
I really want to talk about it. I want to talk about this Crosstown Shootout because there's so much going on in this Crosstown Shootout, and I don't like the fact that, you know, in the last 5 years we're 1-4. It's a nasty place over there to play in Centos, man.
Yeah, they make sure that they do a great job of making it a nasty place too.
Yeah.
You know, they know that that's their advantage that they have on us, and they do a phenomenal job of every year making sure that their fans are riled up, ready to go, and bringing all the intensity needed to give them an advantage to beat us. Because talent-wise, I didn't really see that they had an advantage, but that atmosphere, from what I've seen, I was at a bar. I wasn't dare taking myself in that arena this year.
You were here 2 years ago.
And I felt every grunt from the student section, which I loved it. But, you know, I understand how they take this game. And I ended up being at a bar with two former Xavier guys, Walt McBride and Jamal Walker, who we always get together. And I ended up having to don the X hat, unfortunately, after the damn game. But
He lost the bet.
lost the bet. Got to take two guys to Ruby's, man. This is gonna be one that I will not forget. So yeah, this was a tough one, man. This was a tough one.
It was very tough. You know, when you think about how the game started and you know, UC basically trailing the entire game.
Yeah.
And then about the 14-minute mark, Wes Miller decides he's going to go into a zone. And I've been wanting to see a zone for a while because I just think with the talent that they have, they can be phenomenal in the zone, and they can cut down on the fouls and give themselves a chance to actually, you know, go out and have possessions where they're not turning the ball over, they're not putting them at the free throw line unnecessarily, because you keep your big around the basket. Mustafa Cham, let him block shots. You can have Baba Miller and Shana Bayev on the wings. And no matter who you have at the guards, whether it be Day or Kirk Creasa or Buck Harris, they can shoot around and just sort of dig down and do all the other stuff. There's so many options you can do out of a zone to take away a post player. And I thought I was really upset that as they're going one-on-one on our post players, like when we're playing in the post, they're doubling us or they're fronting us.
Yeah.
We're having a hard time getting the ball down low. When they're playing in the post, we're playing behind them. They're throwing it right into the block.
Yeah.
And if they're throwing it right into the block and, you know, they got a chance to just back down, and put our guys in harm's way. You know, Carroll was fantastic. But there's no way in the world after 20 points, he's going to see the ball again.
I couldn't believe we got beat by Tarzan, man. That's how I'm watching this game, and I'm like, man, Tarzan is killing us today, man. Like, I'm in agreement with you. Like, the thing I respect about anything you say about UC basketball, because you're there at practice, you announce the game, you know these players' tendencies, you able to study them, so your input and what you say is so valuable. And for you to say that, the thing I question is, okay, what was the scouting report? Like, did they know that this guy could score at a high rate? Had he done that before?
Yeah.
Did they prepare for that instance to happen? 30 points, man,
Yeah.
that's work. That's a damn good body of work, man. And what did we do to try to slow that down, or did we expect him to do that?
No, Wes said he didn't think that Carroll can score one-on-one against Baba Miller and Mustafa Cham. He thought their post players would be good enough to play him one-on-one.
Right.
Well, when you soon found out that wasn't the case, you got us in the double. Me, personally, Buck Harris is my designated double guy because he's always over the place anyway. So anytime that ball goes to the post, first of all, you got to put an arm across the chest.
Right.
You got to push the guy off the block, which they were doing to us.
Yes.
You can't let him get comfortable. Take away. He was going one way the entire time.
Yeah.
So as he's going that way, shade him the other way. Make him drop step. When he drop steps, that's when you send your double team. But there's got to be more strategy going into the Big 12 because there's great post players in the Big 12.
Okay.
There's great forwards in the Big 12, and there's great guards. So you have to have multiple ways to win. If you're in war, you can't just have tanks and guns and bullets. You got to have some special operations, some special forces, some people dressed in plain clothes, some women that look like they're just beautiful, but they're ops. You got to have multiple ways. You got to come in deception. Use some deception.
Yeah. I just, the thing that I got to give that other school credit for is that they rode him. They didn't deviate from him. Like, he's feed the beast, feed the beast. You didn't see them trying to orchestrate the other guy. Man, feed him. And he went to work. He went to work. So it's like we have to take on some of that persona with our bigs. Somebody has to be that.
Tarzan was
there you
killing
go.
it,
There
boy.
you go.
Oh,
We need
my
a Tarzan
goodness.
too, man.
We need a Tarzan. We need Tarzan.
Man.
And then he got the little. He was doing the little stuff and the zip him up. And he
Can't
don't
be
know nothing
mad,
about
man.
that.
Can't
I
be
ain't
mad, man.
To the victor goes the spoil. So
Exactly.
they deserve to do all the clowning and all the other stuff they did. I got booed. Dan got booed for the first time.
Oh,
Dan Hort.
they got Dan?
So where we sit, their press box, they put us up.
Right.
Xavier's same.
Okay.
So Larkin and Sunderman, they're up too. But we were on the opposite side last year, or the last time we played here.
Okay.
So Dan goes and starts walking up, and they're like, "Boo, Dan!" Dan's thinking like, "Damn!" Like he never been booed. He was saying, "Y'all don't like the Bengals?" Yeah. Like I'm still. They were booing him. These drunk college students, And then it goes, "Oh, it's on the other side." So instead of walking around, he comes right back down, gets booed again.
Did he have a UC hat or a jacket on or something? Oh, well, yeah, that's.
So then they know who Dan is. Well,
the arrow was pointed at him as soon as
so
he
had
walked
to walk
in.
back up the stairs on the other side, and they're booing him. And, I got booed, and I'm just sitting over there, and I told the dude, I said, I understand their love language. That actually means they love me.
Yeah.
when they boo you, they know what time it is. But they make the environment nasty, and that's why they have so much success there. And you have to use that emotion and funnel that. But you got to be a mentally tough team.
Yeah.
And I thought the Bearcats did a good job of withstanding all the hate,
Definitely.
all the runs from the good team of the Xavier. I thought they played above and beyond what they were supposed to be. And I thought Patino, once he saw the flavor and the flow of the game, he just kept sticking with certain things that was working.
Coaching.
The big man was going to work.
Going to work.
So he kept giving him sets where he can just catch the ball. And we were letting him, the Bearcats were letting him catch the ball. They didn't make it hard on him. They didn't push him off the block, put an arm across the chest, take away his strong side, take away his vision. They were just letting them, they were just holding their hands in the air like they're under arrest.
There was a few instances that I saw some resistance, but he was doing such a phenomenal job of getting to his spots, even with the resistance. I think Baba tried to take a charge, and they didn't call it. So those type of things, when you're feeling that good, you done been there before, man, when everything, you already know, man, I think I got an advantage over these guys. They're not stopping me from getting to where I want to go. I'm going to just work. He had that ability to see that game, and I haven't seen him before. I'm not going to sit here and try to dissect his game. But what I saw that night, I saw somebody that said, man, I can work. I can go to work on these guys. And his teammates around him said, let's feed the beast. And that's what he was able to do, man. I thought we competed well enough to compete. I don't think we competed well enough to win. In that environment, I knew going in, if we didn't shoot a high percentage from the three because we kind of favor and live with the three ball, that it was going to be tough for us to get a win in that building.
Yeah, so when you look at Carroll's game, when I was doing my research on him, he shot a lot of fadeaways. That's part of his, sort of a pro-style game where if you playing against a guy that's taller, if you do slight fadeaway, you get more arc on it to shoot over the outstretched arm of a defender.
Yeah.
And you have a 7'2" guy and a 6'11" guy, both with long wingspans. So it wasn't like the shots that he was making were easy. He was cooking.
Yeah.
And when you're cooking, you got to sometimes when you go in that stove and that pot is hot. You got to put the top on it.
Get steam in there.
Yeah, to make sure the fire goes out. Make the steam go. And you got to bring a double team. You got to change your defense. You got to shade him. You got to say, okay, there's 5 guys on the floor. Who can we leave open? Who's the worst player on the floor? That should come from your staff saying, like at the end of the game situation, this guy needs to be fouled. He's shooting 62% from the free throw line. Don't foul this guy, foul this guy. But when it comes to playing in the post, if you look at the 5 on the floor, everybody should know, not just the coaching staff, but every player on the floor should know who the threats are and who's not the threats. Because they go over scouting reports. They all know.
See, that's what I want to know. What is the level of scouting that they do? How do they report? Have you been in any of those type of meetings? Do you see how they break down players? Do you see how they focus on the defensive schemes on certain players? Have you been a part of any of that?
Yeah. In years past, he doesn't allow us to go in there because when we're in the hotel room and all that stuff, I like to go and sit and watch scouting reports. And so he's no longer allowing us to go in there and watch the scouting report, which is no big deal.
What you guys said something about it or
no,
posted something?
I like to go in there and Mike Rayfield is sitting outside the door and he's like, no, don't go in here right now. Okay. So normally I would ask for the scouting report and I was sitting there like I'm one of the players and I want to know what they're doing because I want to know the tendencies. I've done my research and I want to see what they know and what they're going to do so we can talk about it more for the Bearcat audience.
1,000. I would think, it's me as a coach, I would encourage that because I know you are the voice of what the audience or the public is going to hear about our team. So I would encourage you to come in so I can tell you, Terry, this is what we're trying to do. So when you see we're not doing this, don't make it seem like we don't know what the hell or we haven't given it to these guys to understand it. This is what we're trying to do. Now, whether they're executing it or not, you'll be able to say, well, I'm telling you, these guys work on this stuff. These guys work on defending the post. These guys talk about help defense. These guys talk about closing traps and things like that. I think that'll give everybody an advantage for the public to not say, well, damn, do they ever work on that stuff or why are they getting exposed? That's just me. I would encourage that type of stuff.
Even when I'm on TV, the opposing coaches don't even want us coming to their shoot-arounds anymore.
Right.
Which is crazy. They only allow the national media. Dayton told us we only allow national media in here. And then Eastern Michigan did the same thing. And then NJIT, he asked, did UC already have a shoot-around? I said, no, they come at 2:30. Right. And he was like, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna tell them what they're doing.
Now, as a head coach, I would not allow the opposing commentators to come into my practice. That's for sure.
Why?
Because I don't want you to have any knowledge about what we're doing because you might be biased towards the team that you're speaking on. So
correct.
I wouldn't allow that, me.
If you can't, first of all, if you have a scouting report and your own kids don't follow your scouting report, how are they going to listen to something that I tell you that they're going to do this to? Like, everybody knows that everybody uses ice. You get on a high ball screen, they're going to cut it off, box you in, try to keep you on one side of the floor. Yeah. Everybody does that. Yeah. So telling you new stuff or they're going to double-team Baba, well, you have to anticipate they're going to double-team Baba because they're proving that they're not getting the ball into the post. Right. Cincinnati is getting the ball on the wing for their post players. Their post players are catching the ball at 15 feet and trying to back down and get into a set. You have to do some back screen action. Yeah. You have to do some cross screen action.
Yeah, we talked about that.
High-low plays work still in college basketball. If you're trying to get the ball to Baba and they're shading him, the opposite post should flash to the top, catch the ball, either shoot it or dump it down or rotate it. But if the opposite post guy is still on the opposite side in the dunker's position, it clogs the lane. Right. So you can't do what you want to do. So you got to gut that area out. And they have to do more of that. You have to fashion your offense for post players. I know you want to spread the floor and do the figure eights up top and on the ball screens and all the other stuff. That's great. But when you're trying to get a basket down low, you got to isolate and get people out of the way so Baba and Mustafa, who are very capable of scoring in the post, have room to operate.
Well, I think the feed off what you said, you got to be comfortable in the post too, man. Yeah. It's you got what, maybe 6 feet to operate inside that, and it's contact is tight. So you have to really be confident in having go-to moves that once you do get it down there, you're confident to go and execute those moves. When you're talking about flashing up, having that opposite big flash up for the high-low, that big has to know that that's going to happen. So you don't sell it early. You let them fight you, and then, once that big comes, now you just seal. And you had a whole That's where the coaching come in. That's what Mayshock and those guys worked with us on every day. Like, we knew how to rotate. We knew what was going to happen if you flashed up. I knew I had to wait a second.
Yeah.
I couldn't just go fighting automatically because the whole emphasis was me to let this guy think that they're trying to swing it around to me to drop it in instead of the dump down. So I don't know. It's like this is 2 games, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, 2 games where we allowed 2 bigs to really dominate us. Eastern Michigan and Xavier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when teams play a zone, you can screen in the zone.
Yeah.
So everybody always knows about the screening one of the 2 guards. That's great. You can do one of the 2 guards. You in the opposite guard, you're forcing him to make a decision where he's going to stop the high, snake dribble screen, or he's going to, commit and take the wing. But in the post area, you can screen the post. So that guy who's on the ball side, if he goes and screens the middle guy and lets the opposite post guy come to his block, all he has to do is turn and seal in the middle of the paint. Throw it right to him.
Yep.
It's very simple. You can destroy a zone by screening in the low block because the low block is not covered. It's covered by a big man. Big man just got his hands up, and he's pointing and telling everybody what to do. But if you go screen him and act like you're trying to get him out the way for the guy to come across, they're going to naturally switch. There's going to be a gap there. You just turn and seal, throw it right there. Danny Fortson used to score tons with that same play. D'Antonio Winfield, Bobby Brandon. You play a zone, it was just like, okay, let's run it. I hope you stay with that. Stay with that 2-3 zone. Stay with whatever. We got something for it.
Yep. And I think the other aspect, as far as, we got dominated in the paint, but we only forced 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
UC basketball forced 4 turnovers in a Crosstown Shootout. That has to be a record.
Yeah, well, for Xavier, the least amount of turnovers.
Exactly. It has to be a record.
This is one of the things that I've been waiting for. Cincinnati needs an identity. And, they've got shooters, they got the bigs, they got the scorers, they got defenders, they got all that.
Define shooters to me. Is
Yeah,
shooting 29%
they're not shooting well.
Okay.
They're not shooting well. And
yeah,
they're
so
not shooting well.
Is that just a cliche word to say because we have a basketball team? Do we actually have shooters? I'm thinking shooters should be 35 to 40 average.
Yeah. Well, 40
From
is
the
a good
three.
40 is good in college basketball, and
Yeah.
Day Thomas is doing that. And the guys that you expected to shoot are not shooting well. Creesa is not shooting well. He had a good game in the last game versus Eastern Michigan. He's not shooting the ball well, but he can shoot, and he needs to take more of those shots. But they have to find a way to get guys that are not shooting the 3 to not shoot the 3. Baba Miller is 1 of 12 on the season from shooting 3. Can he shoot the 3? Yes. Should he shoot it? Not in certain situations. Having Mustafa Cham shooting 3s is not how you're going to win the game. High-low pass, set screens, roll to the basket, be big. We haven't seen a screen and roll lob dunk in a while. And we do a lot of ghost screens. We're not intimidating. We get hung up on screens because everybody screens us. We don't get too many people hung up on the screens that we're setting because we're not setting strong enough screens. It's a lot of ghost screens, a lot of pick and roll, slip before the defender get there. I want to see us physical with an identity. When I say an identity, I thought after we lose the game to Eastern Michigan, to come out the next game and not press and not set the tone, you have to appease the fan base. The fan base was edgy. Like, they're having flashbacks of the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, oh, here we go again. We're losing to these teams. And to come out the game and shoot, and then everybody gets back to half court, and it's kind of low. The energy was low in the building. Half the students weren't there. I'm thinking, you know what? You have to work on things in games like this for Xavier games.
Yeah.
Pressing, trapping, and rotating, double teams. Use the games to work on things that you know you're going to need for Xavier, for Georgia, for Appalachian State is no joke. And we mess around. I'm telling you, man, hey, Lipscomb, they're right behind us in terms of net rankings.
Wow.
One position behind us. And then you go to Clemson, and Clemson looks good. Then you start with Houston. So it doesn't get easier from here.
Yeah.
So practices got to be more important. And then you got to make sure when you're in game for 4-minute stretches at a time, you have to use certain things. In this 4-minute stretch, we're going to work on this zone. This 4-minute stretch, we're going to work on pressing. Like, you have to increment it, break it into segments and say, we got to get better at these, and we can use the 12 to 8-minute mark of that first half to work on a 2-3 matchup. This
Right.
time we're going to work on a 1-3-1.
Right.
This time we're going to work on, but you have to use it.
Right. Well, I had an opportunity to coach at the University of Cincinnati under Andy Kennedy.
Yeah.
And he put me in charge of the bigs.
Yeah.
Not just because I was a big, but that was who I was defined to be in charge of.
You had some beasts down there.
And I took it personal.
Yeah.
Eric Hicks, Ronald Allen, Cedric McGowan, those guys were the guys who I had to work with.
Yeah.
And I put an emphasis on, man, this is your role and your job on this team. We don't need you shooting threes. We need someone that's going to dominate in the paint, that's going to be that enforcer, that's going to be on the backside of when we decide to press, to know how to operate, know what's going on. And I think once you get guys to buy in, understanding their roles, the confidence builds. And being able to have a stability of how you're going to operate inside whatever scheme we're running. When I look at our bigs, man, Tom, he doesn't seem confident when he gets it on the block. And I wasn't no big guy, but I knew if I was getting on that left block, you was going to either get that turnaround jump shot instantly or you was going to get that middle jump hook on the right block. Automatically. So I'm going to feel your body and know which move I'm getting ready to go to. And then if a double team come, I already know where my guys are coming to release the pressure, or that opposite big was coming up where I can kick it to you or E for that free throw. Those are the things that we worked on constantly that I think gave us the confidence to know going into it how to operate. I try to look at this team, man, and try to see, do they really understand how to operate? I see more ill-advised shots than I think I've seen in the last 5 years at the University of Cincinnati. And when I say ill-advised, I mean it seems like guys do not understand clock management, situations. They're just playing without a understanding like, man, we don't need that right now. Why are you shooting that? Man, come on. Could you imagine me shooting the three? You, Eric, all y'all would be like, what the hell are you doing? Do they have that within their team? You're there. Do you see them interacting like that? Are they checking each other on different things like that?
No, they have freedom. They have freedom to do it. So and that's how, he coaches his team. That's how Wes Miller coaches. Give everybody the freedom to do it. Does he want people to do it at a certain time? No. But since they have the freedom to do it, they do it. What I would like to see is
free dumb. Break that word down. Free dumb. Like, everybody can't have freedom, man.
But I think the pieces are there.
Yeah.
I think the pieces are there. But I think learning from every game situation, what were you going to say?
Is the pieces there or the talent is there? Be honest. Is the pieces there or the talent is there?
What would be your difference?
To me, talent understands how to play and succeed in whichever system that they're playing in. The pieces are just, hey, we're here, let's just play, you know what I mean? Not really understanding how we're going to win as a unit, not individually. If I'm just thinking, man, I got to get 30 every night, I don't think that's going to be conducive to me helping everybody else around me be successful. But I know if I got to get him involved, I know that's his strengths. I know we don't need to get him the ball over there. How many times I done got to get looked off on certain situations? That's knowing your teammates. So to me, that's where the talent is when you're building a team. Pieces, everybody you got a team, you got pieces.
So do you remember we played Michigan State and we ended up losing to Michigan State?
Yes.
So we were 7-0. They were 7-0. They were 19th in the country. We go on the road. We had a 17-point lead, or we had a 19-point lead. And they came back, and we missed a shot. Buford missed a three. We were down at the buzzer. We come back. And during this winter break was about this time, there's no 20-hour rule. So he can do 2 hours. He can do 2 a days, and which we did 2 a days. But this was the practice that changed everything for us.
Yeah.
I wasn't starting at the time. Nick wasn't starting at the time. And Hug set us all on the baseline. We ran for a little bit, and then he proceeded to give everybody their role definition.
Man, went all down the line. And you.
Yeah. He said, you, Terry. He said, you know what? I need you rebounding. I need you boxing out. I need you playing post defense and passing. He said, these are the best things that you do.
If you want to play, this is what I need from you.
He said, and you outwork everybody.
Yeah.
That's why I play you. Yeah. He said, but when you don't outwork people, you can't dribble, you can't shoot, you can't. I didn't hear none of that. He he named about 10 things I couldn't do. But he
Right.
said, if you just play hard and play defense, I will play you every time because that's a talent. You have to play hard. And he started going to you.
Right, but hold on. For you to hear that, because he tore my ass up too. But when he told you that, you were coming from junior college where you averaged 20 points a game. It ain't like you was some scrub and didn't know how to play.
Right.
But you saw, okay, man, if this is what I need to do to stay on the floor, and then if it's gonna help our team win, and then once we did that, and you saw the results of you doing that,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man, you became the best defender in our conference by far, and guarded everybody from 2 to 5.
I wanted to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I have never,
Exactly.
my high school career was cut short with an ankle injury my senior year. Luckily, I signed with Cal State Fullerton. And then, junior college, I had a good time, but we lost to you guys, Rancho, in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second year of junior college, we lost to you guys in the state championship with you and Eric. But, like, I started to love what winning meant and what it was and how it makes you feel and all the good stuff. And I was like, man, I want to win. I want to win. When I got to UC, when I told you, I said, Eric, I said, Corie, if you, me, and Eric, we're the 3 best players in California.
Said that.
If you, me, and Eric go to Cincinnati, we going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And you was like, man, what do you think what do you see with Cincinnati, man? I'm like, look, I'm telling you, let's just come. And you went to Utah and Tennessee and Arizona State. You had all then you came back and you said, yeah, man, I'm going. We started working on Eric.
Yeah.
And then we started working on Nick.
Yeah.
And then we all came together. But we had these times and practices where we're just saying, we would go to your room every night and be like, look, what would it look like for our lives, man, if we went to the Final Four?
Yeah.
Like, you used to be asking these deep questions.
Yeah.
And we would sit there and dream, like, man, after going to the Cincy Deli and getting some double deuces.
Yeah, some 40 ounces. Definitely. I remember one moment to kind of kick it all off when we had our Midnight Madness and Dick Vitale was there. And that was my first time seeing Dick in person. Of course, I had seen him on TV, and I'm all excited. Like,
oh,
man,
baby.
we get to finally meet Dick Vitale. And he came in and gave us a hell of a speech about the opportunity of being here, how valuable our coach is and how well respected he is. And you guys have opportunity. Gave us all this rah-rah speech. And then he said, let me ask you guys something. Have you guys set goals? Do you guys know what you want to get out of this year? If you know what you want to get out of this, you raise your hand, and you being you, I know what I want to get out of it. He said, okay, Terry, what do you think this team going to be able to do? What do you feel that you guys can accomplish this year? And you said, I think we can go to the Final Four. He said, I love that, Terry, but you got to set realistic goals. I mean, come on now. Like, you guys are just getting here. You have to start off with winning the conference.
Yes, exactly what he
And I'm
said.
like, man, hold on, man. Why can't we go to that kind of turned all like, man, who is he to dictate how we're going to end
Correct.
up? So we had that meeting, man, like, we getting ready to just work together and accomplish some things. But we all bought into our role and defined our roles, and everybody played their part.
And we studied a lot of film.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you still study film.
Yeah, and VHS tapes got a lot of wear and tear. My VCR
when
screens
I tell
was,
you that Corie
was
sends
pumping.
our chat thread clips of our playing days
Man.
daily. I
Yeah.
mean, he's laughing while he's watching it. I'm like, dude, do you do anything other than sit and watch film of our years playing?
Man.
Like, what was you doing? Like, there's a picture of me. We played South Florida. This was after that time that Hugs
Yeah.
gave us our role description, and we saved all loose balls in the corner.
Oh, yeah. Man, I got to show you guys this clip. Now, you're talking about somebody showing how much he wanted to win. This dude, though, he did a Dennis Rodman dive. I didn't think he had no chance of getting the ball, but just showing how much effort that this dude wanted to help us win, he dove head first. Now, most people dive for the ball like this. He dove like face first and hit his face. Boom.
Bust my
And
head.
the camera angle you can't see because it's behind the basket. He comes out, he just leaking all the way down his face. And the crowd like, yeah, we love it. And, he had that cool Michael Jordan imitation walking to the sideline. Like, I said, now that's a guy that wants to win right there.
Hugs came in there after the game. I'm getting stitched up. He came up, he goes, let me see. Yeah, you starting to get some balls.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Hey, man.
I'm getting some balls. But we
No
saved
question.
all balls in the corner.
Yeah, that was,
and
come
so
on.
I was going to
Explain that philosophy.
Okay, so
we
if the
worked
ball's
on this.
going out of bounds, so we valued possessions.
Yes.
The ball's going out of bounds, you would take it and bounce it as high as you can, in the corner and yell corner.
Yeah.
And everybody's supposed to get there and box out
Yeah.
and grab the rebound. So we would get extra 2-3 possessions a game.
Yeah.
So we had stripped the ball. I stripped the ball from the post player who was under the basket, and I'm about to throw it under the basket. Then I realized we throw it in the corner. Yeah. So in mid jump, I'm doing this, and then I try to throw it here, and I bam, it hit right on my head, bust my head open. The ball went to the corner, and the ref said, "Hold on, we need He said, we need some lozenges or something. I said, well, it's not my contacts.
Yeah.
He goes, no. He said, your head's bleeding. I said, I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
So I get up and I do this, and this is just coming all down my face.
Right.
They hand me a towel, and I'm walking, and I start running to the sideline, and Hug's looking at me. He looks, and well, straight in there, I get my butterfly stitch.
Yeah.
He comes in after the game and was like, yeah, you finally getting some balls.
And to me, those are the little things. Like, so just think of that philosophy right there. So if you're diving out, if the ball is going out of bounds and you're diving out to go save it, we were taught to throw it to the corner. So either two things going to happen. Everybody that see this guy diving out of bounds know to sprint to the corner to get it. Or if you don't get there, it's going back out of bounds.
Right.
We never threw it under the basket
Correct.
or in the court. So that always allowed us to have a possession or the other team, or it went out of bounds.
And if we didn't get there, what would happen?
It would go out of, what you mean?
In practice. We worked on this.
Man, if we didn't get there, we was getting our ass chewed out.
So we had a turnover sheet with everybody's name on it. And so if the shot went up and Corie didn't get opposite,
Yep.
put Corie down for one.
Yep.
Corie was like, man, I was on my way. Put him down two because he want to run
He
his
talked
damn
back.
mouth. So then you have to run all these sprints at the end of practice.
Yep.
So if the shot goes up and it's going out of bounds and you throw it over there and nobody gets there, he'll say, put everybody down
Everybody
except
on the
Terry.
line. Yeah, that made
and
the
put him
effort.
down one.
Yep.
And so he don't mind you talking back, but you have to explain why you're getting mad. You just can't
Mm.
be frustrated. You can be frustrated. He'll let you talk. He'll be like, you done? All right, put him down 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but at the end of practice, we would have we did this for two weeks in a row, 15, 20 suicides. And I came to Hugs and I said, Hugs, how about this? If we getting all these suicides at the end of practice for stuff we did, shouldn't we be able to knock these down while we're in the course of practice? He goes,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I said, so we turned the ball over. You say put us down 1. But what if I go get a block shot?
Yeah.
That's 1. We should be
Take
able to
it
take
off.
off.
Yeah.
What if we get the ball after the block shot?
Yeah.
That should be another one.
Yeah.
What if we get a steal?
Yeah.
What if I take a charge?
Yeah.
What if when we start getting all these extra possessions, he goes, okay, so it kind of created urgency because practice would start.
Yeah.
Sometimes you weren't in the right frame of mind. You may have 10 turnovers or 10 assignments to run. And then you start looking at it, you be like, man, we got an hour left. I better knock some of these down. I'm too tired. So you start hustling, you start taking charges.
Yeah.
But in the game, that's what happens in the game
Yeah.
when we're down because we know we have another level to get to because we didn't want to lose and we didn't know the feeling of losing and coming back the next day in practice and Hug starting practice off with glasses on because he wore contacts
Yep.
and his eyes were too irritated from drinking and hanging out.
You already knew what it was after that.
And he started the practice off by saying, on the line, let's run 20 suicides. I didn't want that.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, yeah, I just, I'm looking at – that's the thing when I watch this team. I'm looking for identifiers to kind of give me a advantage to understand how this team is going to create an identity for itself.
Yeah. And they have time, but they have to realize that it's one thing to be talented. It's another thing to be focused and utilize your gifts for the team.
Yeah.
And I think these are not selfish players. I'm not saying that. I love the roster. I love the makeup, and I love how Wes is handling this team. I love the staff. I mean, these are good guys. Yeah. But with winning, it's hard to go from average to great and elite.
Yeah.
It's good from average to being good. Good can probably get you in the tournament.
Yeah.
But to be elite, the ones that talked about, you have a chance to win it. You have a chance to make a run in the tournament. Mm-hmm. You got to be majoring in the minor. You got to know every shot has a box out to it. Every offensive shot has a defensive rebound on the opposite side. Like sometimes I feel like we're in the NBA because shot goes up, everybody runs back.
Okay.
In the NBA, they don't offensive rebound anymore. They just run back.
Yeah.
They'd rather not get caught in transition. No. Get your tail on the opposite side, rebound, and quit doing all these soft layups in the paint. Dunk the damn ball.
Yeah.
As much as you can, dunk that, and then pump fake.
Yeah.
Get guys in the air, but I would like to see, Data's been doing a good job, but during those free throw line huddles, I would like to see more people communicating not just day-day. Because that was one of the strengths of every Bearcat team is holding each other accountable.
Right.
You're not back. You got to get over here. This guy's going to turn over his left shoulder the entire time. And then in practice, guards would do big man stuff. Big man would do guard stuff. Because if Terrence Gibson got caught on a big man, he's got to know they're going to turn over the left shoulder. He's got to know that this guy likes to drop step. This guy likes to do a jump hook. This guy likes to jab one way and go the other way. Everybody has to know that because you get switched off.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing about it is that you got to look at the dynamic of college basketball right now. And you don't have these guys for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It seems like going forward that
you got to reteach everything.
You got to reteach everything, but that's the thing. You're going to have to do that. You know, I talked to Eric. Me and Eric talk about, you know, he's struggling right now, and we constantly, I constantly remind him, like, man, unfortunately, you're going to have to be a teacher.
Yeah.
The foundation and the fundamentals are going to have to be taught because these guys are coming from different programs or lower levels. Well, you don't know if they know the basics or not. And a lot of times these coaches don't have the time or the ability to do that because they have so many other things they're trying to implement in a short period of time.
That's a good point.
I don't know how many hours of prep these guys get as far as being able to have one-on-one with their players. Because I think, to me, and I'm just basing it off my experience the year I coached with Andy Kennedy, I put an emphasis on spending time with Armin Kirkland, Eric Hicks, Ronald Allen, to make sure that they could trust me and at least believe in what I'm saying, not just because of my experience and where I came from, but I was once you guys. And I was able to play this position and be successful at it, not just because I had a damn good a group of guys with me, but I knew what it took. And that's what I tried to break down, man. Eric Hicks, he'll tell you, like, man, the thing that year I spent with him, not only was it fun, but we worked our ass off individually a lot, man, with him because he was so limited with size, but he had the heart of bigger than this room.
That's right.
And he was so dominant with his ability to want to dominate. So it was just easy to just give him the information.
At 6'7", in case you guys don't know, he's the all-time single-season shot block leader in UC history. Not Kenyon, not Bob Wilson, not George Wilson, not any of these guys. There's a lot of great players, a lot of great long length. Eric Hicks was an absolute monster down low. And and whether it was Hugs or AK, they unleashed him. You being his mentor, you working with him, and you used to hit him with bags every day.
Man, that's what I got.
Yeah, not the little thing where you hit him on the
that old
the big
football pad, like boom,
just knocking. It was like the size of this backpack, man. It was bigger than that. But you hit him. You weren't just tapping him because you're afraid he's gonna get hurt. Like Danny Fortson swung at me one time because I hit him so hard. I was a manager on the team, and he's doing this. He had the yellow ball. He had to finish 25 layups, going back and forth. It was a yellow ball on this side of the block, yellow ball on this side of the block. He had to go and make a layup. And so I started small. And then as he's got to about 10, we start getting tired, I started knocking the crap out of him. And he turned around, he threw his elbow, and he was like, man, you hit me with that damn thing in my face again. It's going to be on. I'm like, shut up. And I'm going to hit them with the pad again. And he getting mad, but he fighting. And then as soon as the drill was over, I'm like, good job. And he gave me dap. But he knew what I was doing. He didn't like it.
Nah.
But when he got in the game, when he was leading the Conference USA and ones, and he was a McDonald's All-American, he knew. He knew it's for a purpose. Like they don't have to like you as a coach.
No.
They don't have to like you. They don't have to be your best friend. I'm going to push you. Huggins, in those 3 hours, man, I used to call him Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hugs, because when he was recruiting us, he was the coolest thing ever. When we at his house, he's the coolest thing ever. When practice start, you lazy motherfucker. He called you everything except the name on your birth certificate. And he wanted to bring something out of you. We were all comfortable and cool. I don't want you comfortable and cool today. In practice, these 3 hours, I want you uncomfortable and passionate. I want you upset when I'm yelling at you. I want to pull something out of you because I know you got dog in you from where I got you from. So that's why when people question the people that he recruited, he's like, man, you recruiting all these thugs and all this stuff. He goes, no, I'm recruiting people where I know that they came from struggle and they have a different level that I can tap into that people who are comfortable when they grew up can't tap into. So he would go and try to tap into that, and he would do it by calling you whatever and doing whatever and making you run and holding you accountable. All Americans, all conference players, it don't matter. He's going at you.
6 man walk-ons, everybody was getting it.
Everybody got it.
Everybody got it.
He was an equal opportunity abuser. He gave it to you.
Well, I think I kind of suffered the battered wife syndrome a little bit, man. I was like, oh, my God, am I going to make it through this? But the beautiful thing about it is that my teammates was there.
Yeah.
We supported each other. How many times we say, man, don't pay attention to him, man. Let's just go to work.
Listen
Keep
to what
going.
he's saying.
Yeah, listen to what he's saying, but don't argue back with him. And it took me a while to get to that, but, winning cures all that,
And sometimes you have to hear the message instead of how it's presented.
Yeah, that was the hard part.
That's the hard part because Eric Martin, his junior year, was miserable.
Yeah.
Like, he did not even hang with us off the floor. He was miserable. He would go grab something, go over to his girlfriend's house who was on the dance team, and because he was just like, Hugs would ride him every day in practice because Eric was ultra talented but lazy. He moved a certain way.
Yeah.
And Hugs wanted him dominant because he had big hands, he can jump, he can rebound, he can finish. And Hugs was like, no, you ain't giving me everything, so until you give me everything, I'm going to ride you.
Yeah.
And Eric was miserable. But by his senior year, Eric challenged Hugs. So we started practice off, and Hugs was doing the same stuff that he normally does with freshmen, whether it be John Jacobs, Lizelle Durden, Keith Greger. If they don't know something, he's putting us on the line to run. So Eric said, I'm only going to run one of these guys, one suicide for them.
Yeah.
Hugs was like, you'll run as many as I tell you. He goes, man, these guys are 30-30 players.
Yeah.
He said, what's the 30-30 player? He said, they ain't getting in unless we up 30 or down 30. Hugs started laughing. He goes, you damn right, Mo. Take
them on the side. Let them run. You guys get to work. I remember that.
But to me, that was a breakthrough. I'm like, because he puts weight into people that understands his mentality.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't nothing but work going on here. So if you ain't trying to do it, you go over to the side, y'all work on it, but we got stuff to do because, we should say, Hugs, you can yell at us, but we still got to play. You can make us run.
Yeah.
We still got to work on stuff, so we ain't going to keep running suicides because you mad.
Yeah, and I think the other aspect of that is a lot of us came from winning programs too. I mean, we came in with the characteristics of what it took to win.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of helped us.
It was the foundation.
Yeah, it was the foundation was set. We just had to conform it to his style, which was a little difficult at first, but we figured it out. And I think that's what allowed us to be able to go on and achieve the things that we were able to achieve. So my thing as far as I'm going to ride with the University of Cincinnati. I don't give a damn who the coach.
That's right.
And I'm going to try to stay as positive as possible because I need to be.
That's right.
I view myself as one of the OGs or the legends or someone who represented the university at a high level. And the last thing I want to do is constantly put out there or kick somebody when they're down. We're not playing up to the level that everybody aspires us to play
That's
at.
right.
So what do? You do either support and try to help fix it, or you just complain and whine and bitch about it all the time and don't do nothing. So I'm thinking that there has to be a way where this team can really look inside themselves, and they just got to start questioning each other and try to define what was their reason for coming here to the University of Cincinnati and deciding that we're going to stand on these principles and we're going to compete at a high level and we're going to make teams fear us. I don't think teams are fearing us right now.
No, not right now.
Yeah. So how do you perceive the way what we got? What's our record right now?
6-3.
6-3. So it's still a young season. Well, unfortunately, we're getting ready to get into the meat locker of the season, but it's still early enough for us to hopefully define and play the style of basketball that we can hopefully win. Wes said something that I don't think the timing was appropriate for him to say that, but I think he said something on the level of he saw that we played well enough where we can win games.
It shows that we're going to be a good team.
Yeah, see, that was not
it
the right.
It like a moral victory.
There you go. That was not the right. Not that game.
Yeah,
now,
it came off. I think it came off wrong. I think he was just upset with the pressure from everybody saying that, the buildup, we have to win this game or the season's over and all this. And Wes, he still believes in the team, which we all still believe in the team. And I think what he was saying came out wrong in a time like that. That is not when you say the fact that our guys came back shows that and took the lead shows that we're going to be a good team. Yeah. I know what he meant, but it was taken the wrong way.
So would he would have been wrong if he would have challenged them, checked them, not kind of checked their manhood? This is an unacceptable loss that no one should be happy about. Would that approach would have came over a lot better for the fans? I think
he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't.
Which side would you go?
I would have went more, you know what? I thought Xavier played a great game.
Yeah.
I thought that our game plan worked at times, but I thought we could have did some things differently if we had to play this game over.
Yeah.
I would have played this game. I would have did some things differently in hindsight, but I'm going to take the lessons from this and build on it because we got a lot of basketball ahead of us, a lot of good teams that we can take this film and say, you know, if we would have only did this, if we would have only did this. And so as a coach, I'm going to check me first before I check my players. And I still believe in our team. I believe we have a great team. I believe we have the capability to have a really, really good team here.
Yeah.
But looking at this, as you can tell, by the time we came back from that 13-point deficit or whatever it was, our team showed heart.
Yeah, definitely.
But we have to focus to make sure that we withstand runs, and we can't foul, we can't miss free throws, and we can't take ill-advised shots that make them get the lead back. I would have said something along those lines.
Yeah.
But you know, Wes, he gets. I like Wes. He gets wound up, and he gets so. It's like you almost got to pop him before he gets into the media room to let some of that steam out, and that's what we try to do on radio before he gets into the press room.
Right.
Is to ask him some questions that he don't like. He's gonna get very uncomfortable with the question that you ask, but it's gonna take some of the steam off. So when he gets to the national media, and he's given a statement that's gonna go on YouTube and all the other platforms, it's more thought out, and the Bearcat fans can better understand what he's trying to convey.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was dealing with a family issue for the Eastern Michigan game. But did you see at least the level of did you see the level of aggressiveness that they showed against Xavier in the Eastern Michigan game?
No, not at all.
So my thinking, if they would have won that game, the fans, I don't think, would have took this loss as critical as they're taking it now.
Yeah.
Because now you're looking at, you lost the shootout and you lost to Eastern Michigan. I think that's the thing now that they're really going to have to say, you know what, we're going to have to change some things.
Yeah.
It might be time to shorten that bench down a little bit and let these guys play a lot of minutes because you're going to need their confidence and them really understanding what it's going to take to win. I don't agree with the 12-man rotation or 9-man. Right now, I need 7 strong key guys that's going to play the majority of my minutes so I know what their capabilities of, I know what they do and what they can't do, and then I'm going to try to orchestrate that way moving forward.
I'll get 8. I'll give him 1 post player off the bench.
Yeah.
Celestine, and then Buck.
Okay.
And keep it, you know, to a longer rotation because they got to get in better shape. They don't seem like they're in because they rotate so much.
There you go.
And they come out every 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
They don't seem like they can play for longer stretches. For instance, when Sean Abayoff hit a couple threes and got us back in the game, he came out.
Did he call to come out? Or?
I don't know, but he came out, you know. So I'm just like, okay, he's got to be able to withstand longer stretches. And if he looks at you and tugs his shirt, get him out.
Yeah.
But if he's not, if you can see signs of he's not getting back on defense, whatever, take him out.
Yeah.
But if he's got it going, milk that cow.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Yeah. You've been to Wes Miller's practices, man. He runs good practices. He's got good stuff. He's got good energy. The guys are locked in.
Yeah.
It's not like they're lagging through it. Even after losses, they come in, they have good energy. He's got quotes on the board. This is what we're working on today. They have video screens. They do scouting reports, and they say, okay, this section go over here, this section go over here. They're looking at who they're supposed to. Everything that you want Coach Wes Miller to do, he's doing.
Yeah, okay.
It's the little things. It's like looking at a picture and then taking a little. What do they call those? Whatever they call those. Magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And making sure your practice. I want guys boxing out. I want guys cutting off the baseline in the back of the zone instead of letting them beat us baseline and we don't even go up for the block shot. Like, there's nothing wrong with what Wes is doing. I just think tightening up the screws of the rotation, tightening up the screws of the execution will take us to another level.
So based on what we've experienced the last game, you know who we got next, and how do you predict the energy or based on what you know about this team, how do you see them reacting to a loss like this? Do you see that this team has the identity to say, man, that's behind us, we getting ready to go out here and show these people who we really are, or is it that woe is me, man, we got to try to do better and all that? What do you feel the identity of this team is?
Well, I don't think the woe was me attitude of this team is not what you're going to see because there are some dogs here. They just got to be led and trained. It's like all vicious dogs. They got to be trained to do certain things.
Right.
They got Georgia. We've been very successful in Georgia. So they got the University of Georgia. They're going to go down there. Ever since they don't have Anthony Edwards, they do have Dominique Wilkinson.
Yeah.
He's very athletic.
Yeah.
But they got a week. This is exam week. They should all be done with exams by at least Wednesday. And to get their mental focus, get away, I would have liked to get down there by Thursday for a Saturday game instead of Friday coming in at nighttime and then only having the morning to work on stuff. I would have liked to have an extra day since they have a day off. Go down there, practice, get away, get your mind right, get the Cincinnati loss to Xavier out of your mind, refresh, and take one of these days and just do shooting. Like you need a shooting day. Just work on shooting and free throws.
Yeah. Well, and there was a reason why I asked you that question because I'm looking at the loss to Eastern Michigan, and I was looking for how you say it, Tarleton?
Tarleton.
I'm thinking like, man, they're going to come out with so much aggression that this game should be over in the first 12 minutes of the game. And I didn't see that.
They didn't press. They didn't come out. They didn't play to the crowd. They didn't say, you know what, we got you. We hear you guys.
Yeah.
We see the chat threads. We see all the stuff. You're right. Okay, we're going to show you this is what we about.
Yeah.
You didn't see it.
Yeah.
And it was bad energy in the gym in the first half.
How can that be after a loss like that, though? That's my thing.
Yeah, well, and like I said, you have to use these games to work on to get better. Everybody always says, coach included, that we'll learn from this and we'll get better. Well, if you're going to learn from this, the evidence of you getting better is implementing the things that you didn't do well the game before that made you say we're going to learn from this and get better.
Yeah.
Do those things, and you'll see this young, bright coach and his staff. They're all hardworking staff, from video coordinators to people who take pictures and put together the hype videos for the fan base.
Yeah.
Everybody is in full unison. Now you just got to tighten up the things that make Bearcat basketball special because we're known for toughness, physicality, pressing, in-your-face defense, and execution down the stretch. And right now we're not getting those things. We're not getting the toughness. We're not getting the execution down the stretch. We're not getting the physicality, and they're more than capable of doing it. If they add those things, I'm telling you, man, the talent's there.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's why I love this guy's input on this team because he's there every day and he is the voice of UC basketball right now. So, first of all, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Legends Unplugged. I am your host, Corie Blount.
And I'm Terry Nelson.
All right, and we're out of here.